So tonight is mostly about Disney World and all the conspiracy theories that surround it. Let's check some out.
Side of Disney World the company doesn't want you to see. If you look at a map of the park, there's a little green spot in the middle of Bay Lake. There's no description of what it is, and it's completely off limits to everyone, including employees. Around 20 years ago, this mysterious island was actually another Disney park called Discovery Island. You'd take a boat from shore, arrive at the island, and basically look at exotic birds. Fast forward to 1999, Animal Kingdom opens, and it's basically a bigger and easier to get to version of Discovery Island. This sparked the very quick decline of the island. Today, it's abandoned and in ruins, completely overrun by nature. It's also heavily guarded. If you're anywhere near Bay Lake, you can be assured that you're being watched. It makes you wonder if there's more to this island than Disney is.
See, that's the part that gets me. Why have an abandoned, forgotten about little island be heavily guarded? I think that's the $1 million question. Now, I've heard about this spot before, but each time I hear about it, it's either something new I hear or something different. I don't know. Seems a little bit sketchy, don't you? I don't know. It was based on a good idea, though. I see what they were doing. Sort of like their own little Jurassic Park, in a sense. Seeing exotic animals and things like that. Probably where they were headed, to be honest with you. They might have wanted to create a Jurassic Park.
Do you guys want to hear a crazy conspiracy theory that I read the other night about Disney? The reason why they made the Frozen franchise was because now when you Google Walt Disney Frozen, movies come up. About him trying to freeze his own brain.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Wait, did he do that?
Yeah. He tried to
he-
freeze his body. I think he did the Ted Williams thing, right?
Yes.
He tried to freeze his brain.
So he never died.
He tried to.
No, he died.
Yeah, no, he's dead.
How much
How
was
did
the
he
electric bill keeping a carcass frozen for decades?
I don't know. Remember the
Someone's got to stir it.
Yeah.
That's a yeah. Is it?
Isn't that like I totally believe that?
Yeah.
I can never hear the words Disney on Ice the same again now, ever in my life. I didn't even know that, bro, but that's weird. That's weird. Now, when I hear Frozen and all that kind of stuff like that, what ended up happening to him, though? Did he have like a regular burial? Did he have like a cremation? What ended up happening with him? Now you draw me in, so I kind of want to know. I'm vested at this point. Tell us what happened.
What really happens inside Disneyland's exclusive Club 33? This exclusive club is one of Disney's best-kept secrets, hidden in plain sight in Disneyland's New Orleans Square. Club 33 is not just any club. It's a place where only the elite gather. A place where a hefty membership fee of $25,000 and an annual fee of $11,000 is just the beginning. But what makes this club so special? And why are there so many rumors and conspiracy theories surrounding it? Some say it's because of the club's name, 33. Is it named after its address, 33 Royal Street? Or is it named after the 33 corporate sponsors of Disneyland at the time of its opening? Or could it be related to the 33rd degree, the highest level in Scottish Rite Freemasonry? And then there are the rumors of illicit activities, high-class escorts entertaining important guests, secret meetings, and unspoken activities. It's all speculation, of course, but it's enough to make one wonder.
All this is taking place, or allegedly, possibly taking place, while kids are wandering around, having fun, meeting Disney characters and things like this could possibly be taking place right there on site. Like, I've also heard stories about like underground little prisons, different things like that. So don't sit here and try to be like, this is just BS. It could be. It could be. But this had to come from somewhere. So something's going on back there. Something's going down. Who's paying that, by the way? That type of fee, annual membership and stuff like that's a lot of money for what? I don't care if I had it, bro. I still wouldn't give it.
These videos show what lies underneath Disneyland, a sprawling and massive system of underground tunnels. One of the purposes of the tunnels is to keep the magic alive by hiding the characters when they're not supposed to be seen. Emergency vehicles also use the tunnels to get to their patient while trying to be unseen by the public so they don't kill the vibe. And here are some more things that Disneyland doesn't want you to know. For a long time, there's been a rumor that some of the bones on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride are from real human skeletons. In 2014, a rider asked an employee about the rumor as he was getting off the ride, and she said the skeleton sitting above the bed in the treasure room contains a real human skull. Disneyland strategically releases different scents all around the park through smellitizers, which look like speakers. The one they use the most is a vanilla scent, as it is scientifically proven to calm people down and make them hungry, so they spend more money on food.
I gotta learn to start hating vanilla. That's like, it's one of my favorite scents though. It smells so good, so good. But I found this out, that this is actually a real thing, that they do pump scents to kind of make you wanna buy things, food and stuff like that. I wish I'd have found that out before I went there. I wouldn't have spent so much money. I'd be like, nope, I know what this is. It's a trick. They're just trying to get me to spend money. What about the underground tunnels as well? I told y'all. It seemed like they were gonna talk about possibly the whole prison conspiracy, but they kind of laid off of it. But the underground tunnels, don't that seem weird to y'all? Seems like they're hiding something down there too, doesn't it? Oh, we just use this so the characters don't be seen and different things like that when they're not out there. It keeps the suspense strong for kids when they see them, things like that. Sounds like a cover-up to me.
3 creepy Disneyland secrets you didn't know about. Number 3, skeletons. Most people assume that the theme ride props in Disneyland are made of plastic. However, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride uses actual human skeleton as props. This was exposed in a book by Jason Sorrell. Disney acquired these props from the UCLA Medical Center. Number 2, ghosts. The famous Space Mountain ride is said to be haunted. Even though it sounds kind of ridiculous, the ghost has been caught on camera, and usually gets into an empty seat. A different ghost has also been spotted on the ride, and has been named Disco Debbie due to her glowing figure. Number 1, the Paris Mystery. Disneyland's darkest secret has to do with the Paris theme park. In 2010, news outlets ran stories of a chef at the park who mysteriously disappeared. However, he had written the following message before disappearing: "I don't want to go back to Mickey's house." The case remains a mystery to this day.
See? See, I think I'm glad my kids got it all out their system, man. Because if I go back now, I'd be so... I wouldn't be able to focus on the kids and the atmosphere and what's going on and the rides. I'd be trying to find these conspiracies, these secrets. I'd be trying to find that type of stuff, like looking for, whoa, let me find the sense. Okay, next, let me find the tunnels. Okay, let's go here. Let me see this. Where's that chef incident could have possibly happened? Where's Club 33? Let me see if I can try to get in there. Maybe the door opens up. I can slide my foot in the door and try to get up in there and see what's going on. Like, I wouldn't be able to be involved with the family so much as me looking around trying to see if something weird is taking place and can I spot it? Okay, where's the skeletons at? Are these real bones? I don't know how to check that, but I'd be sure trying to figure it out.
Facts about Disney deaths you probably didn't know. No one can die at Disney World or Disneyland. Many believe Disney employees go out of their way to conceal deaths from the public, and no one can be pronounced dead until their body is removed from the park. Next, someone may have hung themselves on It's a Small World ride. According to this report, the ride came to a halt, and the riders were ushered through emergency exits, and as they exited, some users looked up and saw a hanging body. Once they were out of the building, they saw police cars and ambulances, but we don't know the exact date this happened because, again, the body is not pronounced dead until taken off the property.
Why is that? I know they don't want the backlash, but can you do that? Every show I've ever watched, if you move the body, then you're messing up the investigation. You're impeding that, whatever they call, whatever the technical term for it is. But you get in serious trouble for that. Like, serious trouble for moving a body. How are they able to do that? why they don't get in no trouble? And it sounds like this has happened a few times.
So is there underground tunnels?
Yes.
What?
Really?
100%. So
Who's allowed?
just employees. So what happens is that Magic Kingdom is the only one that has the underground tunnels.
Okay.
Because when Walt Disney was designing the parks, he didn't want the costumes to cross, you know, like Frontierland and then, you know,
the show.
that type of stuff. But all the other parks, they're all same costumes, right?
Yeah.
And so Magic Kingdom, they designed a tunnel system, and so as employees, whether it's your vehicle or you get taken on a bus, but you go through security and you go to the back of the park, and then you drive down under the kingdom, and then it's like there's a subway down there of all things. Yeah. So it's like, seriously, it smells like garbage. Like it's like cause you smell all the, you know, the trash that's coming down.
Ew.
Yeah, it's totally like a thriving city underneath.
Wow.
Magic.
Two questions. Well, first question, did they mean like a subway system or the actual restaurant? It kind of threw me off when they showed like an old abandoned subway on the screen. You know what I mean? So I was trying to figure out, is there a subway system to kind of help facilitate and move people around, get them from point A to point B, to which I feel like that's just doing too much to have a subway system. So I'm hoping she meant like a restaurant down there. But it smells. Didn't picture that. Now I definitely don't want to go down there. And then like an underground city.
You've probably heard the conspiracy theory that Walt Disney's head was cut off and cryogenically frozen, so here's the whole tea about that rumor and why it even exists. The creator of Disney died in 1966 of lung cancer, but he was always obsessed with the idea of the future and what it would look like. And he even created Epcot originally as the experimental prototype community of tomorrow to give insight of how people would live in the future.
I'd give anything to be there with you.
So as he knew his time was coming, the president of the Cryonic Society confirmed that Walt Disney called him to express interest in getting frozen and working on the details. Walt notably loved the book The Prospect of Immortality, and eerily enough, at the very end of his last message to the Disney team before he died, he said, "I hope to see you soon." 2 biographies about the man's life, printed in the 90s, say his head was frozen. And multiple former Disney employees and reporters love to tell outlets like PBS that they've broken into a basement at one of these facilities and seen his body floating in a cryogenic cylinder. There's a conspiracy theory that Disney only made the movie Frozen so that when you Google Disney and Frozen, only results about the movie come up and not his head. We actually do know the truth about this, so before I tell you, make sure you follow so you finally know the crazy conspiracy theory about each of these celebrities and request who you want to see next. His death certificate confirmed that his whole body was cremated, and the cryogenic facility said that they don't have his body.
Okay, so is it the body or just the head? And I've been wondering that too. I hope it's the whole, like, first of all, I hope he didn't do it at all, number one. But number two, if they're saying he did this and this could possibly be true, why would you just do your head? I don't get that. A lot of people, even in the other video, they talked about the head. And I thought about it after that. But now that he brought it back up again, why just cry? Why freeze just the, that makes no sense to me. I don't know. Like that conspiracy theory there is wild, beyond wild, beyond wild.
Disney, bro. Disneyland. Oh, the dark side of Disney? The dark side, or like the dark ages of Disney. Back in like the mid 90s, early 2000s, they would have like a lot of malfunctions with rides, that bloody period of time or whatever. And like they wouldn't really do anything about it. They would just try to cover everything up because
they
like,
want to have the reputation that
it's like a happy place to be, whatever. I'm gonna talk about two cases. There was a worker who was dressed in the Pluto costume. He was 30 years old and he's been working there for like 8 years. During the parade of Beauty and the Beast, he got ran over by one of the...
Wait, you're talking about like the parade?
The flow, yeah. He got ran over by that and tried to cover it up. And another thing too that I didn't know is that back then, like, they weren't allowed to call 911.
Nah, yeah, they wasn't, bro. They had to wait till they left the park, or if anybody died or anything like that, they would report it outside of the park, bro. They would never say that they got into an accident inside the park or got hurt inside the park.
And there was another case. There's this boat that when it...
See, that makes me think they got like cops in pocket or that whole good old boy system, things like that. How are you able to do that? That's not right, bro. That's not right. You're messing up their investigation, or at least that's what they always tell us. What makes Disney World so special?
inside the park.
And there was another case. There's this boat that when it docks, right? So it's supposed to dock slow and nice, but this one keeps docking fast. And a lot of staff members, a lot of people would complain about it, saying like, to be worked on, it needs maintenance, but they would just ignore it because like, it's fine, don't worry about it. And there was one time where it was docking, an employee that was outside where the dock is at saw a rope, tied the rope onto a pole, and that ended up, since the ship was going too fast, it was pulling the rope tight and ended up taking a chunk out of the boat, which ended up
somebody's face,
flying into somebody's face, ended up killing them. They tried to cover that up because when the investigators came to see what the fuck happened,
they said that when he jumped off or something.
They basically stalled them for 4 hours while they had Disney employees clean up the mess so it would look like nothing really happened.
Again, how do they get away with that? That's why I'm saying this better not be true, bro. Because that's so foul. How do they continuously do that? First of all, y'all telling me they have the ability to move someone after they pass. They're able to move them, and they don't call 911 until after they're off the premises. And number two, you just told me how they just cleaned up a whole scene. And we never, at least I've never, heard about any of these incidences until now. So it sounds like to me they did a heck of a job covering this up.
The truth behind the abandoned Disney World water park. A piece of Disney World that had been left abandoned for years is River Country, Disney World's first water park. Ultimately, River Country closed for refurbishment in 2001 and never reopened. Many rumors swirled about why it was permanently closed: brain-eating amoebas in the waters, deaths from drowning, and the most realistic reason, the fact that it simply couldn't compete with the other water parks, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon, particularly as Disney faced the impact of 9/11 on tourism. While the site itself closed in 2001, it was left sitting there entirely abandoned until Disney did eventually begin to tear down and remove pieces of the park ahead of a 2018 announcement that a new hotel called Reflections, a Disney lakeside lodge, would be built in the space. Reflections was expected to open in 2022, but Disney was suspiciously quiet about plans, and fans noticed that the hotel had been removed from the Disney site. Is this land cursed to become the space of abandoned projects? Only time will tell. Follow All Ears Net for more.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're starting to become that place. But one thing you can't say about them, that park always stays full. When I see something on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, I always see it being full. So their strategies to keep people coming back, their marketing that keeps people coming back has to be A1. Even with all these conspiracy theories surrounding it, it's still super sought after. Like, they're on top of their game. You know what I mean? But I do think it has a lot of things that are abandoned, old, just left around. And I don't see how they get away with it. Most people, their business would tank. But Disney finds new ways all the time to just continuously reinvent themselves and keep trucking along.
Did you know Disney World is its own government? So basically, if your backyard belongs to Disney and they spilled trash in it, they don't have to clean it up. You can't do anything about it because Disney is its own city with its own government. They can write building codes, sell tax-free bonds, produce electricity, condemn property. And the whole thing is run by a government board. They have elections and everything. The residents of Reedy Creek are handpicked by Disney. And hold on, Disney is allowed to have their own building permits and liquor license, among other benefits. So the main part of the story is Disney can basically do anything they want. And if Disney owns even a square foot of your property, don't buy it.
See, that might be how they're able to get away with the thing with the police and moving things after they've happened, or waiting till you got off the property to call 911 and things like that. That might be why. I don't know if it is true or not, but that might be how they're able to do it. How to pay attention to that. See, the more we learn, the more is being revealed.
Insanely dark facts and things that have happened at Disney World. When Disney had first opened way back in the 70s, Walt Disney had originally hired spies. He would station them around the park so they could eavesdrop on the guests and get a feel for how they actually liked the experience. It's pretty much common knowledge that Disney does have an underground tunnel system, but did you know that that system runs a full 9 acres under the park, and people have actually gotten lost down there? Roughly 10 or so years ago, there was an incident that was reported near Space Mountain when a guest tried to sneak sneak on a duffel bag. When employees found out and they asked to search it, they found inside a 6-month-old baby. Why this parent was trying to sneak a baby onto a roller coaster, we do not know. In a lesser-known incident that Disney actually covered up pretty well, in 2004, a 38-year-old cast member who was playing Pluto was run over by the Beauty and the Beast float during the opening parade. Although clearly deceased at the scene, Disney refused to declare the death until the body was brought outside of the park.
Hey man, the one with the baby though. Why are you trying to smuggle in or sneak in a baby or take a baby somewhere like that? I don't get that one. I don't know. They need to start paying attention a little bit more to what's going on around there. I'm glad they checked that person's bag. There's no telling what that person was about to do. They probably saved that baby.
This former child star exposes the truth about Disney and Hollywood.
Dark world we're in, I've noticed a pattern in what is being represented. People think that this stuff is just a game. There is a reason why you see people dressed up as Satan. Not just, you know, like Satan slipping himself in a little bit. No, full on visuals of Satan, people dressed as Satan, you know, dressed as a demon, got upside down crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes. And people are just like, oh, that's funny. It's, you know, we're making fun. No, there's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing that, y'all. They know good and doggone well that God exists. They also know that Satan exists. They're just counting on the fact that y'all don't know that. But either way, the things that you take in, that they're feeding you, those things affect you. Whether you realize it in the moment or not, they affect you. That's why they do it. Entertainment industry, it's about influence. I'm not going to sacrifice the honesty in order to be politically.
Y'all notice that, because I think she was she's been in Hollywood or whatever you want to say since being super, super young. You ever notice that? Those child stars, when they get older, they go to exposing things because they've seen it since they were a kid. They've been around it for so long. And they start exposing a lot. And then you don't see them in movies or TV sitcoms anymore after that. It's weird, man, but we've seen this cycle happen before, and they always expose that Illuminati, Satan's type stuff, things going on that they've seen. You ever wonder why? Or why you don't hear from them no more? Or why they're always portrayed as possibly being crazy? I remember her from the House of Pain, the Tyler Perrys and all that stuff that was going on. She looks like she's been through it. Just off of that clip, she looks like she's been through it. It's crazy.
Breaking news, some birds at Disney are not real. An internal source confirmed that Disney uses fake birds for security purposes. They are drones with cameras in them to monitor the parks. They appear real, but if you look close enough, you'll be able to tell they're fake. For the full story, click the link in our bio or visit mousetrapnews.com.
Hey, there are some stuff like that going on. It might not be the case at Disney, but there are some drones that are flying around looking like real birds, and you won't even be able to tell the difference, especially from afar. So that's something I've heard about before. Now, are they doing that at Disney? Could be, especially if they're their own government and they want to spy in and know that might be part of their marketing plan on how they're so good at marketing, because they send birds around where you don't pay attention or detect it. And they're listening to your conversations and your feedback on what's going on, what you like, what you wish they would have, or what you like about it, or what they could be doing better, or what, you know what I mean? And then that's how they're getting the information. They're good.
I'm blowing your mind again. Ready?
Yeah, let me hear.
Check this out. Disney. Do you know why Disney characters wear gloves?
No. Why?
Check this out. The gloves Disney characters wear,
yeah,
it's resemblance to...
Disney characters don't have gloves on, bro.
What are you talking about? Disney characters don't have gloves.
Like, what do you mean? Like the princesses?
No, look at Mickey.
Oh, okay.
Mickey, Goofy, whoever's in that crew.
Okay, so
they wear gloves.
Crew.
They wear gloves.
Okay.
Right? You know why?
Why?
Watch this.
I always heard it was like easy for people to draw or kind of design them or animate or whatever you want to classify it as. That's what I heard.
Why? Why do they wear gloves? They're all murderers.
Check this shit out.
They're mass murderers.
Boom. Okay. So you're familiar with those gloves, right?
Yeah.
Mickey's wearing those gloves. It has like the 3 lines on it.
The infamous.
Yeah, the infamous gloves. Interesting. Why those gloves and why those 3 lines?
Okay.
Check this out. these gloves are the same gloves of the Freemasons.
No!
Of the Freemasons, bro.
No!
Crazy.
No way.
That's why Mickey and all those random characters on Disney, fam, they all wear those gloves, bruh. No. Look at it. Those are the Freemason gloves. That's why they have the 3 lines on it. Specifically those 3 lines. Where have we ever... I'm blowing your mind again.
I've never seen... So if y'all are familiar, y'all put that down in the comment section. I don't know. I would have to go look that up. And I'm not sure I want that in my search history. I don't think I want that in my search history. So if y'all find out, then y'all let me know what you found and if there's any correlation, connection between Disney and the Freemason and all that type of stuff like that. So I don't know. A lot of people say, well, how is the... Hey, man, it may have to do with that Club 33, man. See how everything could be tied in? Y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you think, man. And stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone.